Hello everyone, it is Stephanie, your CSA coach, and it is week 19A of our CSA shares for the 2024 season. Just a reminder, we have 24 weeks total, so after this week's pickup, we have 5 more weeks of our CSA share. Jumping right into what we have this week, we're seeing some more fall produce as the temperatures begin to change, lots of squash and potatoes and root vegetables, and then also lots of greens. So starting off, we have our arugula. Arugula is stored just like this in the fridge. Leave it in the bag, don't mess with it until you're ready to use it. Once you're ready to use it, throw it in either a big bowl of water or a sink filled with water, swish it around, and then throw it into your salad spinner and get it nice and dry. Arugula can be eaten raw, which is my favorite way to eat it. I just like to lightly dress it and serve it as a side. It's delicious, especially the arugula from the farm is one of my absolute favorites. So that's our arugula. You can eat it raw, but you can also cook it. So you can cook it down with a quick saute. You can throw it into soups. You can throw it into smoothies. You can do an arugula pesto. So follow our pesto PDF. Pesto does not just have to be basil based. You can throw other greens in it. So I've done pesto with our kale. There is a recipe on the website with that, but you could also throw in arugula. So just another option. Again, my favorite way to eat it is raw, but you can saute it. There is also a pasta dish on the website that I believe calls for arugula and radishes, which we have both this week, so that would work as well. We also have salad mix. Same idea, stored exactly like this. Once you're ready to use it, throw it in a bowl of water or a sink filled with water, swish it around, throw it into your salad spinner, get it nice and dry, lightly dress it, and it's a great side. You can also use it as a base for a larger salad. So last week's recipe was our fall-inspired harvest salad. I think I might have called it an autumn salad. Lots of great fall vegetables that were roasted and put on top of that. The base for that salad, I used arugula, but you could use this as well. Also take a look at our salad board PDF because you can kind of use that as a base. Use your salad greens, and then based on what you have each week, kind of make a salad board. Different proteins, different vegetables, pickled vegetables, regular plain vegetables, roasted vegetables. So lots of different ways to create this amazing salad, but give people choices for their meals. So take a look at that if you haven't used that yet. So that's our salad mix and our arugula. We also have kale this week. Kale is stored in a Debbie Meyer green bag in the fridge, just like this. Once you're ready to use it, you're going to peel those leaves right off of that stem. The stem can be thrown into your veggie scrap bag that you have in the freezer. Get that nice and full, and that's a great way to use up veggie scraps. You can make a broth with that. The leaves you can eat raw. You can make kale chips. You can make, there's a kale Caesar salad. Like I mentioned already, you can do a kale pesto. You can make kale the base of pretty much any salad. There's massaged kale salad. You can also saute it. So a quick, easy saute for our greens. You can use our sauteed greens PDF, which is on our hub. And that's just going to require some garlic, some onion, a little bit of oil, and then your greens. And then you can make a nice side. Pretty sure that this week's recipe will use some of our kale as well. So that's stored in the fridge. We have scallions. So scallions are stored in the fridge. You can either put them in a jar or a nice tall glass, since these are so tall, with a little bit of water in them, or because mine are so large, I put them in a Debbie Meyer green bag. Scallions can be dried. So previously, I think early on in the season, I put up a post about that. You can chop them up, throw them in your dehydrator, and get them nice and dry, which helps preserve them. You can use them in soups. You can use them on top of like a mashed potato dish. You can throw them on top of salads. They're amazing on top of salads. They're really good just as a mild onion flavor to any dish. So usually used as a topping, but you can incorporate them in pretty much anything. So those are our scallions stored just like this, either in a jar or a bag in the fridge. Radishes are next. First thing you want to do for our radishes is take those greens off. Those are edible, but we want to store them separately in either a Ziploc bag or a Debbie Meyer green bag. Those can be eaten raw in a salad or lightly sauteed, just like any of our other greens. Your bulbs you're going to store separately in a Ziploc bag or a Debbie Meyer green bag. I just do a small Ziploc bag. They can be roasted, they can be pickled, they can be thinly sliced and put on top of salads. These were showcased in last week's recipe with our roasted autumn vegetables on top of a salad. They're amazing pickled, and once you roast them, their flavor profile changes. So if you haven't done that before, make sure you try that. So those are our radishes. We have bok choy, a huge head of bok choy. So you want to store this in a Debbie Meyer green bag. It's the only bag that's going to fit the entire thing. Typically bok choy is sauteed. It's amazing in a stir fry. It's also really good in soups. The big thing with bok choy is when you go to cook it, your white ribs, those are used as well, but those are more like a celery. So they're thicker. They're going to take a little bit longer to cook. So we're going to chop those up, throw them in first, and then throw your leaves in second. So 2 different cooking times when you're using the entire thing of bok choy. Bok choy can just be sauteed and served as a side, or it can be added to a stir fry or a soup as well. Couple more items. We still have tomatoes. Tomatoes are stored on the countertop at room temperature. They can be sliced and used in sandwiches. They can be sliced and just sprinkle some sea salt on them as a snack, served in your salads. You can roast them and create a roasted tomato sauce. There's also a roasted tomato soup on the blog. You can create salsas, pico de gallos, lots and lots of recipes for our tomatoes on the website. We have peppers. So our sweet peppers are stored in the crisper drawer of our fridge. These can be chopped up and just eaten raw. They can be added to stir fries. They can be added to sheet pan meals. A really good sheet pan meal is our chicken fajita meal, which is on the website. These would be a great addition to salsas. They would also be a great addition to salads, or just simply sliced up and served as a side to either breakfast, lunch, or dinner. We got to pick 3 hot peppers. This happens to be a jalapeno. Stored in the fridge in our crisper drawer, and any of our hot peppers are used to add heat to any dish. So if we add the entire pepper, including the seeds and the membranes on the inside, we're gonna get more heat. If we remove those seeds and membranes and just use the actual green part of this pepper, then you're gonna get less heat. Take a look at the hot pepper sauce that just got posted. I think that was 2 weeks ago. A couple years ago, I did a hot pepper honey that was delicious. You can add jalapenos or any other hot pepper to our salsas, and you can also add it to chilies. I believe it was last Friday, I posted a PDF for chilies. So hot peppers can be used for that. And obviously to add heat to any soup dish or sheet pan meal or a stir fry. 2 more items. We have potatoes. Potatoes are stored in a cool, dry place. Potatoes are pretty easy to use. You can leave the skins on or take them off. You can roast them, you can boil them. You can shred them up and use them in our potato wraps. There's a potato crusted quiche on the website. There's pretty sure this is going to be used in this week's recipe, so stay tuned for that on Thursday, but there's definitely a lot of ideas on our website where we use potatoes in multiple different dishes. Also great for our soups since we're kind of shifting towards soup season. We have a squash. This is our honeynut squash. It's super sweet. There are several dishes on the website that incorporate squash. You can interchange different squash dishes. So this can just be chopped in half and roasted just like you would an acorn squash. You can chop it up, cube it, and use it in soups. You can chop it up, boil it, mash it, and then use it in different dishes that way. It's stored in a cool, dry place. It will last for several weeks. And that is it for this week. Make sure you take a look at what you still have from last week. Try to use up that produce. And then probably this week we want to focus on the salad greens and the arugula first, and then shift more towards our root vegetables. I will see you all again next Tuesday.